Hello everyone, my name is Gleyce and I am from Brazil. Today in my teaching world I have a very special guest. It's teacher Carly from English Language Games. Hello, hello! Welcome teacher Carly, and you welcome to my teaching world. She's going to be talking about top 3 strategies for teaching ESL to babies and toddlers. So if you want to know what these tips are, stay here with me. From English Language Games, and in this video I'm going to teach you my top 3 strategies for teaching ESL to babies and toddlers. So just before we get started, I just wanted to say a quick shout out thank you to Gleyce for having me on her show, My Teaching World. It is an honor to be a part of this community, so thank you so very much, and let's get started. Strategy number 1, tip number 1, is to use lots of emotion, okay? And I know I kind of naturally already do this. I'm just a very energetic kind of person naturally, but especially with young babies and toddlers, it's so important to really just like exaggerate your expressions, your sounds, your vocals, the vowel sounds, everything. Normally it's referred to as caregiver ease. It's sort of this just kind of like this natural kind of high-pitched way that we talk to babies and to toddlers. And actually studies show that the reason why we do that is because babies' brains, they can actually identify the different sounds, like the different range of vocals in a language, the more we exaggerate it. So it's actually a way to help them learn the language better. And just kind of on a side note, they're also, I also read some research that they're showing that it could possibly also help adults learn a second language better as well, to kind of exaggerate these sounds, because it helps you, pinpoint them a little bit easier. Strategy number 2 for teaching ESL to babies and toddlers is to start introducing some baby sign language. So I personally use ESL. It's just what's more readily available. There's tons of research out there, or tons of resources, on ESL, baby sign language. And what I would recommend is, in your class, make sure that obviously your class is going to be very dynamic, kind of very, go with the flow with your class, and have some kind of a set structure so that you know ahead of time which signs you can teach, but also try and be a little bit flexible in your class. If you see that, one of your babies is looking up at their mother, you can introduce the sign. Say, oh, you're looking at your mom. Or if another one is looking at their dad, oh, you're looking at your dad. So try and make them kind of signs that would be very practical for them, very, very simple things. You don't need to be elaborate or anything. Just remember to sign. So it's mom, hand down here, open hand, 5 hand, and dad. Another thing you can do is, for example, the sign for book, because you're probably going to introduce a lot of story time, a lot of books. So that's a good one. It helps create sort of that anchor for kids, so that they not only hear the word, they also start to see a sign for each thing, and they can begin to associate things. And hopefully the parents can also start to use those signs in their native language when they are talking to their babies at home. So this is the sign for book. You just open your hand, there you go. And of course, right after, as you sign it, introduce a book right away. And then maybe during the book, for example, here's another easy one, is a bird. So you just kind of take your 2 little pincher fingers and make a little beak, bird. So as you're reading the book, you're making the sign, bird. And then later on, when you, for example, I don't know, if you're being a little bit more interactive and you're showing and you're using some props for your story time to help make it more engaging and interactive for them, you can still, again, use the sign bird, so that they can, start to see and hear the same word and the same sign used in various different places and in different ways. Here's just another example. Fish. So just your little hand and it just swims through the water. And later on you can introduce that again as you've got maybe some little finger puppets that come along. You could say, the fish, okay? So that was number 2 strategy, to start using some ESL signs. Number 3 strategy is to use lots of different sensory things. So, babies, what's interesting also about babies is their brain, it develops 70% of their brain is developed within the first year of life, and 90% is developed within the first 3 years. Isn't that amazing? So, the more sensory things you can expose babies to, whether it's things that make noise, so music, whether it's things that are soft and they feel gentle on the skin. Just of course, just want to give a little warning warning ahead of time. Just make sure, of course, that it's things that are safe for babies, that if they do put it into their mouths, it's not going to harm them in any way. So lots of different sensory things, whether it's the noise, things that touch, things that, puppets are lovely too, okay? Things that move so they can follow with your eyes. The other thing that babies love is a big surprise. So if you can, anything that is a little surprise for them, the unexpected, they just love having, something that's a fun surprise, something they weren't expecting. So just really working on different sensory things. So just try and think about, different visuals, different auditory sounds, different touches, different, flavors in their mouth, depending on if they can. And of course, different smells, if you can introduce them to different smells, okay? So try to incorporate all different sensories and, of course, just make it safe, baby safe. So there you have it, my top 3 strategies. That was just sort of a general overview. So number 1 is use lots of emotion, okay? Babies learn best and learn languages best through emotions. Number 2 is use some baby sign. And number 3 is use lots of different sensory stimulants, okay? And there you go. There you have it. Top 3 strategies for teaching ESL to babies and toddlers. Again, I'm teacher Carly from English Language Games. And if you would like more specific examples of different games and activities and songs that you can use with your ESL classroom, whether it's babies, toddlers, young learners, or teens, please come check out my site, EnglishLanguageGames.com, and I will fill you in. So thanks so very much. All the best.
Thank you, Carly, for these 3 wonderful tips. Remember that very young children have very short attention spans, so each activity shouldn't last more than 5 to 10 minutes. That means that you will have to prepare a greater number of activities and move quickly from one to the next. This is the best way to keep them engaged. And last but not least, remember, teacher, you can be amazing. Do your best and you will have wonderful results. Bye-bye.